Good morning, students. Now we will discuss next topic, that is preparation of alkenes. Alkenes, that is first method is from alkynes. Alkynes and alkenes both are unsaturated hydrocarbons having multiple bonds, double bonds. Right. If alkynes, one of the double bond is removed, can be converted into kenes, right? Therefore, partial reduction. Reduction means addition of hydrogen, alcohol reduction. Therefore, addition of one molecule of H2 to alkyne can be converted into alkene. This can be takes place in the presence of Lindlar's catalyst. Lindlar's catalyst is nothing but palladium carbon in the presence of sulfur or in the presence of quinoline. I call this reagent as Lindlar's catalyst or Birch reduction. By using Birch reduction. Reduction is addition of hydrogen. Birch reduction takes place in the presence of sodium and liquid ammonia. Not only here, wherever you find these words, the reagents will be same. Wherever you find Lindlar's catalyst, the reagent is palladium carbon in the presence of sulfur or quinoline. Birch reduction is sodium liquid ammonia. So this one, for example, R C triple bond C. See, from alkyne I said. So this is my some alkyne. This one in the presence of H2. This is two types I am writing. One reagent is Lindlar's catalyst. One is sodium liquid ammonia. So here is sodium liquid ammonia. Let me write what happens. And here is my Lindlar's catalyst, palladium carbon and sulfur. So if I use my Lindlar's catalyst, cis product is going to be formed. What is cis? Onto the carbon-carbon double bond. Similar groups are onto the same side of the double bond is called as cis. So I'll get cis isomer if I use Lindlar's catalyst, and trans isomer if I use Birch reduction. So why, how it is forming, going into deep mechanism, please don't worry, it will take more time. So just remember, by using liquid ammonia and sodium liquid ammonia, we get trans isomer. Trans isomer is the one in which similar groups are onto the opposite side of the double bond. Here we will get with Lindlar's catalyst cis isomer, that means similar groups are onto the same side of the double bond. And next one is from alkyl halide. What are alkyl halides? Halides means halogen groups. Alkyl groups having halogens. Halogens are fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine are the halogens, right? They belongs to the seventh group. So alkyl halides I can represent by Rx. So this Rx, dehydrohalogenation by removal of HX. Removal of HX, that is also called as dehydrohalogenation. Dehydrohalogenation produces alkene. So what is dehydrohalogenation? How it is happening? Let us see. For example, if I take one alkyl halide, for your sake I am writing alkyl halide on with all bonds expanded like this. Bond line formula, right? So this is my alkyl halide. One halogen present. This halogen may be fluorine, chlorine, bromine or iodine. Then in the presence of alcoholic KOH. Alcoholic KOH, potassium hydroxide present in the dissolved in ethanol. Alcohol means ethanol. Alcoholic KOH means potassium hydroxide dissolved in ethanol. So this one removal. If I remove this HX, dehydro, D means removal I said already. So the HX removal produces my alkene. CH2 double bond CH2. Here a simple mechanism you can imagine is hydrogen will lose without its electrons. See the bond I am writing towards it. A bond is formed with the 2 electrons, right? These 2 electrons forms a 5 bond. Then H will move as the H plus, and X will, due to electronegative atom, electronegativity, this X will remove as X minus. So H plus and X minus, they finally remove as HX. HCl, HBr, H iodine, whatever you take. This X if it is fluorine, HF. If it is bromine, HBr. Like that it will go. So dehydrohalogenation happens, and finally I will get my alkene. And the rate of reaction depends on if it is iodine, the removal is more and the reaction will be faster. If I take iodine, the reaction will be faster. If it is bromine, little less. Fluorine is still less because it will not leave easily. And for alkyl groups, this is rate of reaction. And for alkyl groups, if it is tertiary alkyl group, then more reactive than secondary than primary, because this carbon, if it is attached to 1 carbon, I call it to be primary. If it is attached to 2 more carbons, secondary. 3 more carbons, I call it to be tertiary, right? So with increase in the degree of carbon attachment, the reaction will be increases. In this reaction, dehydrohalogenation, sometimes 2 different alkenes can be formed. So in that case, the major will be decided. Which one is the more substituted, that will be the major. What is major? Major is the quantity which is formed in large quantity. See, 2 different products are formed, which I have to consider. Because if I go for practical reaction, I will know. But on theory, which one will be considered as the major? I mean, formed as in large quantity, I have to see. See, dehydrohalogenation, removal of HX. For example, in this, if you see, this is 2-bromo-butane. 2-bromo-butane. In this, for removal of HX, there are 2 hydrogens can be possible. This is 1 bromine. Hydrogen can be removed from this, or hydrogen can be removed from this. Just now I said that tertiary will be more easy to remove hydrogen than primary, because this is my primary carbon and this is my secondary carbon, right? Therefore, actually more chances should be that from secondary should be more reactive. Therefore, this hydrogen should remove and this bromine should go, and here should be the alkene. But there are sometimes very less quantity of the product. 1 hydrogen can be removed from this CH3 and this bromine goes, and here is a formation of double bond. Then you can see the product can form like this. See, the rest of the part will be same, CH3. If H is removed from this, then it will be CH. And if it is H removed, this gives a double bond here. Therefore, here will be the double bond, and this bromine goes off. Therefore, CH, and this CH3 will be as it is. Therefore, what is the name of this compound? 2-butene or but-2-ene, position of the double bond. And another one, I can remove 1 hydrogen from here and bromine from here. That means rest of the ethyl group will be same, CH3, CH2 as it is, but bromine goes off. Therefore, CH, and double bond comes here, CH2. So here, end olefin, middle olefin we say. And this olefin will say that more substituted olefin. We call this one as more substituted olefin. More substituted maybe because having surrounding more groups. And this is less substituted olefin. So the olefin formed more substituted will be considered as the major product, having, maybe formed in large quantities. And the one less substituted olefin is considered to be the minor product. That means formed in less quantity. For example, if 100 grams is expected, then you can get 80 grams of this one and 20 grams of this one. So that is called as major and minor reaction products, right? So this is a dehydrohalogenation reaction. And third one, from vicinal halides. From vicinal dihalides. What are vicinal dihalides? Let me write one example for you. See here, if a carbon alkane having two adjacent alkane or any hydrocarbon, if two carbon adjacent carbons have halogens, can be chlorines, bromines, iodines, whatever. If two are present, in the presence of zinc, can be form alkene. And what else will it be formed? Zinc X2. Remember, X means your chlorine, bromine and iodine. So this is called as my dehalogenation reaction. Dehalogenation. Halogens are eliminated. Dehydration, water removal. Dehydrogenation, hydrogen removed. Here dehalogenation means halogens have been removed. This is dehydrohalogenation, removal of HX, right? And one example I can give you here. For example, CH2 Br, CH2 Br in the presence of zinc. What else will be the product? If you cannot write like this, you can write your convenient way. This is CH2Br and this is CH2Br. In the presence of zinc, these two Brs will go and ethene will be formed. Zinc Br2 will be eliminated, right? This is our ethene. The last method of preparation is from alcohols by dehydration. Dehydration is removal of water. మనకు కూడా సమ్మర్ లో డిహైడ్రేషన్ అయింది అంటాం కదా, అంటే ఇన్ వాటర్ ఇస్ మినరల్స్ హ్యావ్ నాట్ దేర్ లైక్ దాట్. సో రిమూవల్ ఆఫ్ వాటర్ H2O ఈస్ కాల్డ్ dehydration. Dehydration. Opposite to this, hydration means addition of water, right? So an example here I have taken. So this is my alpha carbon. In oldest nomenclature, functional group attached to carbon used to be called as alpha carbon, and next carbon is used to be called as beta carbon. And this is my alcohol because of having the OH group. Again, you can imagine the same mechanism in the presence of acid. Concentrated H2SO4, little heating. What happens? This H goes as H plus and O, due to electronegativity, will go as OH minus. And these two combine to form H2O. So that's why here we will get again alkene ethene. CH2 double bond CH2. And this is my ethene. And the byproduct is water, H2O. As H2O has been eliminated, I call this reaction as dehydration. And dehydration is happened in the presence of acid. So alcohols on heating in the presence of acid, dehydration takes place. Right? This is nothing but your ethanol or ethane 1-al, or generally called as ethyl alcohol, or any alcohol if you use. And as beta hydrogen is eliminated, this reaction is called as beta elimination reaction. From this it is removing and OH is going. ఇలా H plus వెళ్ళిపోతుంది, then OH వెళ్తుంది. Therefore beta hydrogen is started eliminating. Therefore this reaction is called as beta elimination reaction. Now we'll discuss about the properties of alkenes. whenever talking about the properties, we discuss two types of properties. One is physical properties, another is chemical properties. Physical properties, no any reactions involved, just physically how they will appear and what is their melting point, boiling point, solubility. Chemical properties means when these particular compounds react with some other compounds, what are the products formed? That is the chemical properties. So coming to the physical properties, most of the physical properties are similar to that of the alkanes, but these alkenes are polarizable. Alkenes are polarizable, whereas this polarity is not there for the alkanes. This polarizability is appearing due to the double bond. Whenever you get polarizability, we can imagine delta positive and delta negative charges, because a double bond is there. If this carbon takes these 2 electrons, this carbon gets the negative charge, and whereas this carbon is losing electron, therefore get the positive charge. So getting 2 charges is nothing but polarizability, right? Due to this polarizability, and double bond, isomerism also differs. Other than that, the other properties are similar to that of the alkanes, like physical appearance. For example, from C1 to C3. C1 means first carbon, or your second 2 carbon atom, ethene, propene, butene. Like that, if you consider, first 3 members are gases. Then C4 to C17 are liquids. Higher alkenes are solids. This point already we also discussed for the alkanes. Coming to the melting point. Melting point, alkenes have higher melting point than alkanes. For example, if I take ethane have less boiling point than ethene. Corresponding alkene will have the more boiling point than the alkane. This is due to the more polarizability again, and it has intermolecular attraction. Therefore, it will have more melting point than respective alkanes. Similarly, this melting point increases with increase in molecular mass. This is similar to that of the alkanes. Molecular mass. For example, ethene will have less melting point than the propene, than butene, because carbon atom increasing, molecular mass increases. As molecular mass increases, melting point also increases. And another one, straight chain alkenes have more boiling point than branched alkenes. Straight chain alkanes, because they can be closely packed. They can, for example, if one molecule is there, another molecule easily fit into this. So if they are closely packed, it is more heat is required to break it and to melt it. Therefore, straight chain compounds will have the higher boiling point and melting points than the branched one. The same can be observed in the alkanes and alkynes next time also. Right? These are the physical properties of the alkenes.